going to be watching the internet's most insane restaurant crimes. I have never committed a crime in a restaurant, but the only job I did have was in a restaurant, so I have seen some things. Let's check it out.
Longtime viewers know I have a bit of an obsession with fast food and restaurant-related crimes.
Me too, and fast food and restaurants in general. Look at this. Oh, yep, I got a 20-count McNugget in there.
In recent years, they've only gotten more bizarre, such as the Chinese restaurant recently caught with roadkill in its freezer.
Ew, that is not a succulent Chinese meal.
This Taco Bell worker was just arrested for shooting a gun at a customer who asked for a free water cup.
Okay, but I mean, we all have had some pretty bad customers. I need the full story.
And you've got beloved restaurant mascots getting arrested on police body cam in front of children.
Chucky's a little bit busy, ma'am. Chucky, come with me, Chucky.
I remember when he got arrested, some lady in the body cam was like, "Oh, you wouldn't do this to Mickey Mouse?" "Oh, yeah, we would." But he's probably got great lawyers, way better than the lawyers Chucky would get.
Chucky, stop resisting.
We'll be exploring this ridiculous restaurant crime wave today, and I think a great place to start is the man accused of perpetrating an $80,000 mac and cheese scam at Chick-fil-A.
$80,000 mac and cheese scam? He made a lot of cheddar. Ooh, intro.
He rang up 800 trays of mac and cheese.
The Chick-fil-A Mac Daddy scam.
Okay, I'll tell you this scam, but don't tell anybody else about it. When I worked at Chili's, say it, hi, welcome to Chili's. There was this scam that people got caught for, where what they were doing is they were redeeming like a coupon underneath of somebody's meal, like for like a free chips and salsa. They would ring it up on the customer's meal, but like later, and then what they would do is they would take like the $2 from the coupon and they would pocket it, but they would do it all day. So it would constantly keep scamming people and like redeeming the coupons and then keeping the money.
Meet 23-year-old Keyshawn Jones. Back in 2025, this guy worked here, the Chick-fil-A on William D. Tate Avenue in Dallas, Texas. This Chick-fil-A.
Oh, I lived in Dallas. Yep, this is starting to make some sense.
Is highly reviewed and has been around for literal decades. We're talking Los Pollos Hermanos levels of customer service here. You know, minus the meth part.
No! Wait. We are in Dallas. There could still be some blue rocks on the side.
You could say it has something of a legacy in the fast food chicken world. This standard of excellence was something Keyshawn seemingly held for.
What is he doing behind you guys? Are you safe? Do you need help?
A time. But for unspecified reasons, in October of 2025, customers noticed that he mysteriously disappeared from the restaurant. Coinciding with the disappearance of Keyshawn, restaurant visitors noted cashier clerks getting cagey when the subject of mac and cheese was brought up in order.
Also, just as a side comment, kind of like this side of mac and cheese, I would never commit a crime in a Chick-fil-A if I worked there. Like, they are very, 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 very down to the dollar with the inventory. Management is always watching you. Like, they run a strict program at Chick-fil-A. This is like some activities you could maybe get away with at Taco Bell, but not Chick-fil-A.
Leading some to believe that Keyshawn's abrupt absence was somehow linked to the delicious side item. Some of you might be thinking this detail is a completely made-up embellishment that I put in solely for storytelling purposes.
Yeah.
And my response to that is you're absolutely right. But in all seriousness, what happened to Keyshawn? Why did he disappear? So Keyshawn didn't actually go missing. Rather, he was fired back in October of 2025. The reason
that was not his pleasure.
for this firing, we don't know that. But his firing isn't why we're here. It's what happened after he got terminated. In November of 2025, Keyshawn Jones was being accused of perpetrating a multi-$1,000 revenge theft scheme.
Revenge? Okay. We need all the lore then. Who hurt him?
Having hundreds of catering trays of mac and cheese. Over a period of months, the man covertly snuck into the store using prior connections and would steal trays of mac and cheese without anyone knowing.
If I had Chick-fil-A connections, you know my fridge would be full of chicken sandwiches. There was once this time that there was a huge hurricane when I lived in Texas, and I had a connection to somebody who worked at Wendy's, and they were trying to get rid of all the food, so they gave my family a bunch of chicken nuggets, and we ate so many Wendy's chicken nuggets, it was insane.
Hoarded these catering trays back at what was ostensibly a trap house and would host secret banquets with other fast food criminals in his network. The
Fast food criminals? How many are there? They're like a whole gang of them?
engorged and got fat from their spoils, with Chick-fil-A getting totally screwed in the process. And what I just described to you is the fake story that most people online have taken as fact recently.
What?
I repeat, do not sue me. What I just said was totally bullshit. However, Keyshawn did allegedly perpetrate a Chick-fil-A mac and cheese scheme, but just not in the way that you might expect.
Okay.
After getting fired, this guy was caught on surveillance camera returning to the store that he used to work at in plain clothes.
Why didn't he hack the cameras? I played Splinter Cell. We're doing some amateur hour shit here.
About a month later. While it's unclear exactly how he was able to have unfettered access to this register while being terminated,
I know how. He walked behind the counter and got on the register. There we go, man. Mission solved.
Keyshawn, aka the Mac Daddy, got to cooking when he saw an opportunity.
The Mac Daddy? Oh, wait, mac and cheese. I was like, wait, isn't the Mac from McDonald's? I got confused.
Keyshawn allegedly used his knowledge of Chick-fil-A's register system to ring up a total of 800 catering trays of mac and cheese.
Oh, shit. He was not slick about this. 800? Mac and cheese. Mac and cheese. I would like the mac and cheese, please.
And then subsequently processed a refund for these trays to himself using his own bank cards, netting what is reported to be close to $80,000 in funds. No
$80,000 off mac and cheese? Back in my day, 800 catering orders of mac and cheese would have maybe been $20.
mac and cheese actually exchanged hands. Bro just printed the money out of thin air. He actually thinks he's the Federal Reserve over here. I do.
Wait, no. There's a joke here. Give me a second. It could be the Federal Reserve, and he's the gluten governor, the master of cheese. There's something
I
there.
want to note that there's some discrepancy in current reports about this story, with some claiming that he did this big refund scheme in one fell swoop, and others say it was done over multiple visits. I have to say the latter option makes more sense, but regardless.
Yes, because there's probably a thing on their POS system where you know whenever you spam in chat, don't lie, or you spam in your group text, or you spam in the YouTube comments, I know you do it, where you copy paste everything above it. You could get to 800 pretty fast if you just copy and paste and copy and paste.
This Keyshawn wouldn't get away with this nearly six-figure heist. Chick-fil-A store owner Jarvis Boyd was quick to notice the massive mac and cheese debt on his balance sheet, and after shitting his pants, he checked the surveillance cameras and found out why that happened. Boyd notified the Grapevine police on November 29th, 2025, telling police Keyshawn had swindled him.
Okay, I have never, ever been to the police station because I'm a good girl who never does anything wrong. But do they really put evidence in takeout bags? That is a Chipotle bag of evidence.
He also added that he knew the Mac Daddy had his direct deposit set up with a local credit union when he still worked at Chick-fil-A, suggesting police look there for the stolen funds. From the footage, cops were able to confirm the thief was in fact Keyshawn, and they were also able to cross-reference the location of the pilfered funds, which totaled up to $80,105. Feeling
He wasn't happy with 80,000. He was like, and a little more, maybe for taxes. Yeah, that's good.
as though they had enough evidence, the police went on a manhunt for the at-large Mac Daddy. Months later, in April of 2026, an arrest warrant was issued, but the cheesy con man was slippery to say the least. As the saying goes, real G's move in silence like lasagna, and the
Who is editing this? Oh, hell no. Can you imagine me as a mac and cheese? Hello, my name is Betty Cheese. Provolone.
Mac Daddy managed to noodle his way around police for several weeks, evading arrest on multiple occasions. However, on April 17th, 2026, on National Cheese Ball Day,
No shot! No shot!
police finally managed to arrest this guy.
What a
Keyshawn
cheese
Jones
ball.
is facing charges including property theft, money laundering, fraud, and evading arrest. He's reportedly being held on a $111,000 bond at the Tarrant County
Wow.
Jail.
What if they take him to court and his lawyer is like, my client is lactose. He could not have done this.
If convicted, the Chick-fil-A Mac Daddy faces a maximum of 10 years in state prison. Considering the
God.
sky-high prices of not just fast food, but
Yeah.
literally everything else these days, it's no surprise folks are turning to harebrained criminal schemes to make do.
Mm-hmm. Look it up. Look up Chick-fil-A inflation. Get back to me on that.
But you don't have to risk prison time to earn real cash. Upside has you covered. So Upside is the first
this the
cashback app
gas
that in my
thing?
opinion is both seamless and actually useful. How does it work? Before you go out and spend money, open the Upside app and find the spot you're about to spend at. Claim an Upside
$3 for gas? This is not Hawaii.
cashback offer, and when you swipe your card at that gas station, fast food spot, or grocery store, whatever you claimed, you just got back real cash on your purchase that you can actually use. No points or coupon gimmicks, real money that, you know, you can put in your bank account. Upside is
I'm not a car person, and I don't even know the breeds of cars, but like, when you go and fill up at the gas station, if you're a car guy, do you just like check everybody else's car out? And like sometimes you get jealous or like you think they're sexy or like you want that car? Yes. The gas station has got to be like a strip club for car addicts. Like sometimes you just go for fun and check out the crowd.
given back $1 billion to its users. And to find out how much you could earn, download the free Upside app and use promo code wavywebsurf to get an extra 25 cents back for every gallon on your first tank of gas. That's an extra 25 cents back for every gallon on your first tank of gas using promo code wavywebsurf. Big thanks to Upside for sponsoring.
Inside this West Palm Beach Taco Bell Monday, an
Is West Palm Beach nice? To me, it has GTA vibes. I don't know if that's real or if that's false, but is it nice?
argument, then chaos.
He shot a
Yes.
customer over a water cup. Okay, so a bit of a
What are you doing? Oh my God, he cuffed his ass.
self-report here, but I, and I'm sure many of you watching, are well aware of the fast food water cup trick. You're at a fast
Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to sound like a big loser nerd, so get it out now. But I hate when people lie. Like, if you use the water cup to get soda, I think that you're despicable. You're on the same level as the people who don't put their cart back. I don't know why. I just stand on this stupid principle. Just, like, buy a soda.
food restaurant, perhaps in a broke degen phase of your life, and you want a soda with your food, but you don't want to pay. So you ask the clerk for one of those free water cups. And what do you do with it? Well, after paying for the food, you make sure nobody's looking and take that free water cup and slink over to the soda dispenser and
Oh my God, it's sobe. Oh, it's been so long. Oh!
fill that bitch up with Dr. Pepper or whatever preferred soda you like. It's a relatively victimless crime and virtually no one is inconvenienced by it, but technically, yes, it is stealing. And I guess someone has to refill the syrup dispenser fast.
Nah, he does this trick. He has done this exploit. The way he's talking, yeah, look at that smile on his face. Yeah, we know what you're doing, yeah.
But I mean, come on. Now, as someone who worked in fast food many years ago and also who has just historically been really thirsty when I was younger, I found that it's rare that restaurants
really thirsty, but you didn't want a water? Interesting.
actually crack down on folks for exploiting the water cup trick. But just know that when they do, there can be potentially life-threatening consequences for you. This is Florida man Rob Steiner.
I could have guessed. Yep. Yep, I can smell him from here.
On April 27th, 2026, he was in the mood for America's favorite Tex-Mex slop and made his way over to the local Taco Bell at the intersection of Military Trail and 45th Street in West Palm Beach, Florida. Guys, I love Taco Bell, but we gotta keep it real. That shit looks like dog food.
I love Taco Bell because I can't get a better version of Taco Bell somewhere else. Like, I want the slop. I want the crap. I want the crunch wrap. I want it to explode. But, like, if I go to a restaurant, it's not the same level of slop. Like, you can't get a Jack in the Box taco anywhere else because they have made slop good.
Anyways, Rob presumably makes his order, but doesn't perform the water cup trick. Rather, he just sits down at a booth and chills. His critical role in this story will become apparent soon enough. Let's meet another player. Manning the register on this day is 20-year-old Damari Jaquan Patterson. And because of his standing as cashier, he, by merit of his position, is on the front line of the water cup defense force at
I would never want to work at the register of Taco Bell. That has got to be one of the worst jobs ever. Oh my God. Or maybe like you and your friends just get zooted and you run the restaurant after hours. That might be kind of fun.
Taco Bell.
It wasn't too bad. Do you have a bad story? Wait. I want to see. What is the craziest thing that happened working at Taco Bell? This has got to be insane. I can imagine that the craziest people go to Taco Bell late. Oh my God, there was this one place that my friend worked at where it was Einstein's Bagels. And this manager at the Einsteins was cheating on his wife with the register lady, and they would have bathroom sex, and then one day she got pregnant, and then they had to tell the wife. Yeah, it was some crazy Einstein's drama. He was all up in that bagel. Yeah. I don't know. I can't think of anything crazy except the moms ordering their kids Diet Coke. Oh, yeah, they should order Coke Zero.
While most fast food clerks could be described as meek, this guy was anything but that. In fact, this person may have actually been overqualified for his position of soda thief stopper. According to police reports, Patterson had a history of violence, including domestic disputes and also pulling out knives on people during heated arguments.
Move to London, bruv!
Quite the rowdy rap sheet here. And given his passion for protecting Taco Bell's soda fountains, you'd have to have a death wish to pull the water cup trick here. I mean, this is serious business. Taco Bell has Baja Blast, and we
He's gonna get Baja blasted! Don't say it! Lowbrow!
find that Patterson is willing to protect it by any means necessary. Now back to Rob's point of view. Shortly after Mr. Steiner sits down, 3 women enter the store. And let's just say they were up to no good.
I'm done! This is too scary!
Details here are a bit murky, but apparently one of these women requested a water cup from our violent cashier,
First mistake.
Mr. Patterson here. And what did she do after getting the water cup? She filled it up with soda, Damari sees her do it, and he loses his goddamn mind. A verbal altercation explodes as the 3 women get into it with Damari and other staff members who
3v1.
apparently had called them out over the soda theft. Mr. Rob Steiner, who is off to the side sipping on a NOS energy drink.
He's like this.
That he hilariously smuggled into the restaurant. He can sense something.
Wait! He did! Is there something in your pants, sir? Or are you just happy to see me? Happy to be here, sir.
Crazy is about to happen and starts recording. That recording is the video you're seeing on screen now. The yelling and bickering continues.
What is that watermark? Don't put it. He can use the water cup.
Continues for some time, and you can start to see customers noping out of the restaurant as the conflict escalates. The feeling of something horribly wrong is about to happen.
You gotta get the NOS in there. Move the damn cup!
was apparently palpable inside of the Taco Bell. And finally, it happens. What you're about to see is Patterson allegedly attempting to pistol whip one of the customers, and when he does so, he shoots off a round after swinging his gun like a fucking moron. Everybody in the restaurant then flees and runs for cover.
Whoops. Oh, hell no! W survival instinct, and he wouldn't have gotten out there that fast if he was not drinking that Nos. W Nos.
I knew it was a gun. That's when I went into fight or flight and just ran out of the building.
I would too.
The response time in this area is insane because within the same video recording, we can actually see that police arrive and enter the building as they go in to apprehend the shooter and assess for injuries.
What if they went for lunch and I'm like, damn it, now I gotta work? Come on. Can I get a water cup?
So what exactly happened on the inside after the gunshot was fired? Did somebody actually get killed over a water cup? According to reports, Patterson's swinging of the arm during the pistol whip motion knocked the lady directly in front of him down to the ground. The gunshot that happened almost immediately after grazed the eyebrow of one of the other girls. So he literally did like a fucking combo attack here.
Devil may cry.
Bro hit the bullet curve technique like that one dude in the Tubi TV movie.
I'll get a number 3 combo.
After dealing combo damage to 2 of the 3 in the water cup group, Patterson had his eyes on the third, who was a short distance away from him near the door. Patterson allegedly fired a shot at her, but thankfully he missed, resulting in this bullet hole that you're seeing on screen now.
Wow, and right next to the door number.
You might be surprised to learn that according to affidavits, Patterson himself called 911 soon after the shooting, fully admitting to Baja blasting at the
I said that earlier.
water cup girls, but he claimed it was in response to them jumping on the counter and threatening him. He specifically told authorities that he believed the women were armed, but big surprise, when they searched the women, they had no guns on them at all, and neither the surveillance footage or Rob Steiner's video showed any of the water cup group jumping on the counter. Not that jumping on the counter would justify use of lethal force in any case. Yeah, Patterson totally overreacted here. I mean, I'm all for defending against water cup soda bandits.
I'd say he slightly overreacted.
But attempting to blow someone's shit smooth off is taking it a bit too far, bud.
What if they promote him? They're like, we really appreciate your integrity with the water cup system. Manager.
I mean, you're throwing your life away for a 99-cent cup of soda. It's not that serious. Unsurprisingly, police felt this guy had committed a crime.
Was that the guy who had to go to court for, he had to go to court and he didn't have a license, and then when he was in court, he was in the car? I remember him.
Their affidavit specifically says, quote, Patterson did intentionally and unlawfully threaten by word or act to do violence, which created a well-founded fear in the victims that such violence was imminent, unquote. Because of his passion for protecting soda, Mr. Patterson would be arrested and charged with 3 counts of aggravated assault with a firearm.
Oh, he's going to taco hell for that one.
As for the lady whose eyebrow was grazed, they later drove themselves to the JFK North Medical Hospital.
Now he's going to taco cell? Okay, yours was better.
They were treated for minor injuries and released not long after. Damari Patterson would appear in court later on April 28th, and he still remains in custody. His next scheduled court date is May 27th. The Chinese roadkill conspiracy. So, Chinese buffets are like infamously some of the most grotesquely ran establishments.
I will never eat pizza at a Chinese buffet, but I will go crazy on some sesame chicken. Oh, and if it's the sloppy mac and cheese, I will destroy some sloppa mac and cheese.
And yes, I know it's not fast food, but there are so many stories from these places, and I think this is the video to talk about the men.
Lobster? Dude, this Chinese buffet I used to go to, always had crab and it had crawfish, but you had to like camp when they would come back with more because people would just spam their plate so high that you had to wait for cooldown. It was insane.
I have one that literally got caught with roadkill in its freezer. Welcome to the China Queen Buffet. It's not all too unlike any other strip mall Chinese restaurant that you'd find around the United States. Questionable review scores, dated looking decor with the interior design of a nursing home. If I lived in Pineville, Louisiana, I'd pull up there.
Oh my God, you know they have this thing in Louisiana? They're called drive-through daiquiri places, and what you do is you drive your car, and a daiquiri is like an alcoholic slushie, and you order an alcoholic slushie, and they give it to you in your car, and they put like a sticker on the top, and they give you a straw, and they're like, now don't drink it. It's like the craziest system ever.
And load up on some General Tso right now. You know it's gonna slap when it looks like this. I just might have to make sure that my medical insurance premiums are up to date because this place has something of a, let's just say, history to it. As recently as April 1st, 2026, the Pineville China Queen has had some health code infractions during inspection, such as an employee drinking a beverage in a sensitive food prep area, and another violation citing toxic cleaning chemicals being stored incorrectly.
Did you guys see the video of the guy who he tells you what he eats at like the Chinese buffet, and he walks around and he's like, this is my walking around plate, and then he like makes a plate that he eats while he walks around and gets more food for his sitting down plate. Elite ball knowledge.
Another gross one in the context that this place is a buffet is an infraction citing that food wasn't marked with the time that it should be cooked, served, or discarded, implying that there could be, let's just say, some freshness issues at play at this place.
Ew.
But hey, at least these guys aren't storing raw salmon in plastic bags on the floor like that other Chinese buffet was.
Ew.
I don't know what this is. This is fish on the floor.
So China...
Oh my God! Oh hell no! Wrap it up! But not like that.
The Queen had a couple of minor oopsies, but by the time their April 8th follow-up inspection came around, they had corrected all of those issues previously mentioned. But there was one other thing going on here that the inspector seemingly missed. On
What?
April 21st,
A dead animal? What the hell?
26, a member of the public shared this image to Facebook, allegedly taken behind the China Queen restaurant. It shows a restaurant worker skinning some sort of four-legged animal in broad
playing
daylight
Skyrim.
outside the building. A Facebook post describing the incident read, quote, Chinese restaurant between Super One and TJ Maxx in Pineville skinning roadkill behind the restaurant yesterday. They found the skin and head and dumpster out back. Y'all might want to bring a DNA kit to these restaurants to check the status of meat you are eating from these places.
Technically, any place could do this, and you don't know. Think of this next time you go to, I don't know, Texas Roadhouse. Pretty close to Texas Roadkill.
God, man. These Chinese restaurants are really doing the most to keep those offensive stereotypes alive about them serving cat and dog meat to customers. Jesus Christ. What the fuck was going on here?
That is wait. What is that chair? That's like a baby stool? What the hell?
Facebook post exposing the alleged skinning operation eventually caught the attention of the Pineville Police Department. The obvious big fear here is that the restaurant was serving whatever was skinned in the back alley at the buffet. But police were saying that probably wasn't the case, though they were concerned to say the least. Pineville PD suspected this was a case of a roadkill animal being skinned for later consumption by the photographed employee in question, which was not only extremely unhinged, but legally questionable in the state.
Okay.
Louisiana law
It wasn't for you guys, it was for me.
states that the collection or harvesting of roadkill is illegal without permission from the Louisiana Department of Wildlife and Fisheries.
Wait, so how do you get the permission? Do you get it on? Hello, I just hit this deer. Is it okay if I come home with it and I eat it? Is that okay, please? Yeah, I'll wait. Okay, thank you, ma'am.
And they didn't have any permission to do that. So police set out to China Queen to look around and get to the bottom of this freaky back alley butchering. According to reports, when searching the kitchen, police allegedly discovered a deer carcass stored in a freezer alongside other food, as well as deer and
Oh, they're touching! Oh, dear!
body parts in a box near the dumpster outside. So yeah, not looking good for the restaurant. They allegedly had a fucking roadkill animal hanging out with other food that was to be served to customers. An employee, 44-year-old Jiang Hua Zhang, would claim to officers that he had found the deer carcass along the road the morning of the skinning. He went on to further state that he planned to use the deer to create some sort of meat stew.
Okay, if it was actually deer that they like bought or something, I would eat it, but off the road, you never know. You never know.
And that it would be for personal use. Still, the fact that he put the roadkill meat in with the other food, bro, that meat is not up to health code freezer standards. It probably had all kinds of bacteria and slime on it that you potentially cross-contaminated to other items. This dude is out here trying to start a new pandemic.
Breland says the dangers of harvesting roadkill doesn't just...
They're so cute. How come when an animal is fluffy, I feel like they shouldn't die, but if they're an ugly son of a bitch, then kill them?
Stop at the dinner table. You could even face jail time for trying.
You have to contact LDWF and ask for that authorization.
In the wake of the discovery, the butchered roadkill deer was immediately removed from the restaurant, and China Queen staff plastered.
We apologize for the recent incident. The item involved was never intended to be served to customers, but it was improperly stored. It has been fully cleaned and sanitized. We are cooperating with health authorities and have corrected our procedures to ensure this does not happen again. Thank you for your understanding.
This haphazardly slapped together notice
Behead the
on their
queen!
door. And man, this statement is crazy. I'm imagining somebody reading this with no context, thinking that somebody got served human feces or something.
Yeah, like I would be so confused if I showed up, had no idea about the news. What the hell? I just wanted my crab legs.
Check it out. We apologize for the recent incident. The item involved was never intended to be served to customers, but it was improperly stored. It has been fully cleaned and sanitized. We are cooperating with health authorities and have corrected.
If you saw this on the door, would you turn around? It depends on how gas the egg drop soup is, but I might turn around.
Our procedures to ensure this does not happen again. Thank you for understanding. As a result of this incident, China Queen reportedly temporarily halted service, and Mr. Zhang was actually charged for his roadkill culinary experiment. On April 26th, Zhang was cited for possession of an illegally taken deer, which can result in fines up to $950 and 120 days in jail.
$950 ain't that bad. I mean, that's a lot of meat for $950. Go down to Publix and see how much you could buy a pound of ground beef for.
His current employment status at the restaurant, I don't know about that, but you gotta imagine he was fired. As far as I know, China Queen is still in operation, and if I'm ever in the Pineville area, I'm gonna stop by and try it out. The pictures of the food online actually look pretty good. I just reckon I'll be cautious when it comes to soup of the day or anything like that.
Wait, we don't fuck with the egg drop soup? I mean, what eggs could be in there? Fallopian?
The Tim Hortons poop thrower.
Ew, 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 ew. Daz, thank you for getting milk. Can we get a creepy in the chat? Thank you.
There are few fast food stories that baffle the mind more than what happened.
I'll get a number 2. Never mind.
Happened at a Tim Hortons on May 14th of 2018 in Langley, British Columbia. At some point during the day, an older woman hurriedly barged into the restaurant. She wasn't after food, she was looking for a bathroom. Prairie dogging and on the verge of exploding.
Ew! Wait, you call it prairie dogging? I thought it was like a turtle something. Like when the doo-doo come out halfway, isn't that like a turtle?
The distraught lady demands the cashier to let her into the restroom. And from what I can tell, it seems the bathroom here was for paying customers only, which she wasn't.
Dude, in the South, if you have to go to the bathroom, most of the time they'll just let you go. But every time I go to California, they have to give you like a key, a bomb defusal password. You have to make sure that you know the owner, the son's owner, the brother's owner, the sister's owner, the mom's owner. You have to know everything.
The cashier tells her no, and the gassy guest then launches into a tirade against the worker. CC.
Wait, why are they arguing? I thought Canada was nice. What happened?
TV footage shows the two squabbling back and forth for some time. The restaurant is packed with customers, and as they argue, you can imagine literally everyone inside is watching this play out. You know, it's like a waffle.
Dude, at that point, you gotta make a point, right? Like, it's if the teacher says you can't go to the bathroom and there's no hall pass, so then you just, like, poop and protest.
Full house moment. After squabbling for some time, the customer apparently had enough of the shit. She reaches over, grabs a handful of napkins, steps back, and within a matter of seconds, expels a massive turd of shit onto the floor, to which she then picks up and throws at the cashier that was trying to block her bowel movement. The woman then takes more napkins, wipes her ass a bit, and then skedaddles out of the restaurant feeling like a brand new bitch. The Tim Hortons turd tosser was almost immediately reported to the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, who initiated a citywide manhunt for the defecator.
We got an image of your face and your booty hole, bitch. We're coming for you.
She was found later that day and taken to the gulag for her foul crimes. One question many had at the time was, why exactly wouldn't the Tim Hortons let her use the bathroom? I mean, if she was truly about to shit herself, can't you just do a homegirl a favor?
She was leaving her Timbits out.
Well, Tim Hortons said that the customer in particular had caused problems at that store before, and staff had her on a, so to speak, no shit list. Quote, our current understanding is that the team member used their discretion in this case and denied access to this guest based on past behavior and out of concern for the immediate safety of team members and guests in the restaurant. As matters escalated, the team member contacted local authorities for assistance. The Tim Hortons poop thrower to this day is unnamed by media outlets.
What?
So I don't know what happened to her in terms of punishment. If any of you Canadians out there have information about the Tim Hortons shitter, feel free to share it in the comments.
Anybody know?
I feel like this is such an urban legend for you guys, and there might be developments that aren't as commonly known about it outside of Canada. Beneath his perpetually frozen smile, the soft, fuzzy costume, and those eyes that are always watching is a cold, calculated criminal waiting for his moment to strike. Hide your purse and hide your wallets. Charles Entertainment Cheese.
Someone, Chucky, stop resisting.
Chucky.
I love this video. Stop resisting! Get him down to the ground! All the kids, Chucky!
Cheese actor arrested on police body cam. On June 28, 2025, a mother named Michelle Allen had taken her child to the Chuck E. Cheese location on Scherer Road in Tallahassee, Florida.
I was never allowed in the ball pit. My mom told me that shit got hepatitis.
This visit was nothing
I know, I've seen this video like 10 times now.
out of the ordinary. Games, pizza, mascot meet and greets, typical Chuck E. Cheese visit. Though what was out of the ordinary is what happened after she left. The following day after visiting the restaurant, Michelle realized that not only was her debit card missing, but somebody had been issuing fraudulent charges.
Somebody did this to me whenever I left my stupid... Look, this is my fault because I know I left my credit card inside of the machine, but this is before whenever Chase wouldn't tell you to take your credit card out. And then I left my credit card in the machine, and then what happened was somebody took my credit card, and then they went to McDonald's. I spent $50 on McDonald's, and I couldn't pay my rent, and then it took them forever to give me the $50 back. Blah!
To it from various stores around town, hitting 6 different businesses and racking up costs in stores that she never went to. Somebody had charged a total of $105.57 on her account. Michelle visited some of the stores that were charging her in an attempt to understand what was happening or who could be behind this. And that's where she made a break in the case. One of the businesses had CCTV footage of an individual using her card to purchase goods. And who was it? Charles Entertainment Cheese.
No way he was wearing the costume, though. No, that can't be real. Hello? I would like to buy this. Thank you.
Yep, Chuck E. Cheese himself was behind the card theft. Or, well, to be more specific, it was the guy who played Chuck E. Cheese at that one she visited. 41-year-old Jermel Jones. Michelle had
I just went to find the video of the poop thrower on Reddit, and the poop was very intact, no residue. Why did you come to tell me in chat that it was a clean cut? Ew!
apparently seen this guy uncostumed at Chuck E. Cheese before. She recognized Jermel's face and reported him to police. On July 23, 2025, officers would be dispatched to bust the undercover criminal masquerading as a pizza-loving mouse.
Just put out like a huge mouse trap. Maybe put some cheddar in there. Say cheese! I say that every time.
They pulled up to the Chuck E. Cheese in no mood to play games. When they got there, there was indeed a Chuck E. Cheese mascot in the store on that day, working. Now, anybody could have been inside of that costume, but they were pretty sure it was Jermel. The following is police body cam footage showing officers trapping the rat in 4K.
We're gonna detain the mouse, yes we are. Do it, I want you to.
They're so hyped. Like, they are not even terrified to be doing this in front of the kids. They're like, oh, I want to do it. I want to do it. Okay, rock, paper, scissors.
Go around and ask. Go around. You want me to come in front of these kids? Grab him, quick. Chucky's a little bit busy, man. Chucky, come with me, Chucky. Come with Chucky. Chucky, stop resisting. Don't let your hands go. Stop resisting. You're being detained. Stop resisting. Let it go.
Chucky's got a crazy armor set, though. Like, he could easily 1v2 these guys.
Oh, let it go. Do not cause a scene here, sir.
As the
You
costume
little rat! Derogatory rat!
actor is escorted outside. There is much confusion and even anger from restaurant patrons on the inside, with customers accusing the cops of traumatizing children.
That kid reached after him. Chucky, I won't forget you! Free my man, Chucky!
He's a criminal. What would you like to know?
I would like y'all to walk him out the door instead of traumatizing all these tourists and somebody like Chucky. Would y'all put Mickey Mouse in handcuffs?
Would you put Mickey Mouse in handcuffs? Yeah. I mean, they'd have to be a little tiny, but I mean, yeah.
After quieting the scene a bit, the time finally came to unmask the rat, and there was some concern that they could have potentially had the wrong guy. The moment of truth.
Does this come off, man? Does this just come off the top?
Oh my god, the kid's looking outside still. They decapitated Chucky. Oh, the horror.
There you go.
Oh my, they got
Yep,
his
it was
head.
him, all right.
Oh,
They
it's on the
thankfully
drunk,
detained the right guy. But Jermel seemed to have no recollection of perpetrating any credit card fraud. Well, damn. That's weird. I guess we gotta let him go. I'm all for giving someone the benefit of the doubt, but it's pretty hard when cops subsequently search Jermel and literally find the woman's bank card.
Oh my god. He's got... Do you think your job would be more fun to roleplay as a giant rat?
Card in his pocket with receipts from where he spent her money. God damn, dude.
With the receipts? Oh, come on.
You gotta lock in.
Amateur hour.
That's mine.
Oh, I wonder what this one is. Yep. And there's yours too. So you did have your card on you. I thought you told me you didn't have anything
I thought I didn't have it today. I found that today.
Okay.
I found that today.
In light of these findings, Jermel would be arrested and charged with suspicion of larceny, possession of another person's ID without consent, and fraudulent use of a credit card 2 or more times. He was taken to Leon County Jail, where he posted his $6,500 bail on July 24th, 2025. A spokesperson for Chuck E. Cheese put out a statement on the 25th saying,
You know they showed up to work today. Damn it! Yeah, we got a Chuck E. Thieves on our hands.
quote, "We are aware of an incident involving a part-time employee arrested at our Tallahassee location on Wednesday. We have taken the appropriate action concerning the subject employee." And by take appropriate action, what they meant is that they put Jermel in a spring-lock Bonnie suit and killed him.
Yes! Get him! Never touch a credit card again!
Michael! Charles Entertainment, jeez, you can't leave me here! Charles!
Just kidding, they fired him. Jones would later plead not guilty and is being represented by the local public defender's office. I'm pretty sure his lawyer's name is like Jimmy McGill or something like that.
It's all good, man.
Seriously, bro, what is this Better Call Saul ass criminal case? Guy in a Chuck E. Cheese suit stealing bank cards. You can't make this up. Bro, the way they unmask him, it's so Scooby-Doo.
Yeah. On January 26, 2026, he changed his plea to no contest and was sentenced to 3 years of probation. The Burger King slapper. I often hear people complain.
What? Wait, we're not talking about the foot lettuce guy? What is going on at Burger King?
Complaining about the service inside of fast food restaurants, you know, like the employees are rude and don't seem to give a shit about their jobs and stuff like that. Well, I mean, when the pay is terrible and you have to go through what the victim in this story did, you can kind of see why the morale isn't so high at these places.
Yeah.
In Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, on June 26, 2020.
How come all these places are near places I used to live? Do I have an AOE of aggression?
21-year-old Austin Addison entered a Burger King in a fit of rage. This guy claimed to have had something stolen from him by a woman that worked at this restaurant. This woman was some sort of acquaintance of his, and he demanded she come out so he could confront her. Now, on the receiving end of this manlet's outburst is...
What is this picture? Please don't ever take a picture of me.
The cashier on screen here. His name is unknown. And this cashier does his best to maintain order.
Milk cup, sir.
And protect his employees. Austin, the petulant manlet, quickly loses his temper and completely blows up on this cashier who's just doing nothing more than politely refusing him from seeing this employee that this crazy guy is trying to just summon to the front on a whim. And what does he get in return for his patience? A slap to the face.
Oh, get him! Oh, I thought the manager was gonna slap that guy.
So she needs to get the fuck out of here.
Slap him!
Get her put in jail for the rest of her life. Sir, you are on camera right now?
Oh, no. Oh, hell no. What, a Burger King? Is it ever that serious?
Attacking the poor cashier.
Dude, have you guys seen the slap fighting stuff where people like slap each other over and over again? That's literally the only sport where nobody wins.
Austin Addison stormed out of the store. Police were called about the slap. And the person filming the video claims that not long after, they saw the slapper being confronted by a police deputy about a half-mile down the road from the restaurant.
You know what I would do if I was the manager? I'd take out a piece of cheese and slap him with it. Whoops, whoops. Then I get the mayonnaise, squirt it all over him.
Addison would eventually be arrested by police and charged with harassment, disorderly conduct, and criminal mischief. Yes, for slapping a fast food employee, you will get slapped in cuffs. I think that's only fair, right? This Burger King slapping case wound up going quite viral on social media.
Yeah, give him a Whopper!
With many engagement baiting accounts on X creating fake stories for why the slap occurred. The most infamous, of course, being a post that claimed, quote, "Guy slaps Burger King employee because his nuggets were too spicy."
I have something to admit. I cannot eat the spicy Wendy's chicken nuggets. Too spicy. Way too spicy. But then, like, the normal nuggets are too bland. Where is the in-between?
It's just so fucking stupid.
But yeah, guys, you wonder why a lot of fast food workers don't seem all too thrilled when at work? They're getting paid pennies on the dollar to deal with some of the most mentally deficient 80 IQ rage pig crackheads in America.
Wait, that was the insult that just kept giving. You just kept hitting space on the iPhone predict text.
On a daily basis. You try to be polite and a pissed off moron with a speech impediment slaps you for no fucking reason. But yeah, cut these workers some slack. They may have just gotten physically assaulted 5 minutes into their shift before you came in. Taco Bell nacho cheese snot rocket incident.
Ew, I always ask for extra nacho cheese. Oh, hell no.
If you thought workers putting bodily fluids in food was a thing of the past, I hate to inform you, it's commonly done still.
Okay, but how come there's some freaks in chat that if it was like a middle-aged man putting bodily fluids in a Taco Bell burrito, you wouldn't eat it. But if it was a goth baddie putting bodily fluids in the burrito, you would eat it and you would pay extra. Disgusting.
And not only are workers sabotaging customers' orders, they're hawking loogies and co-worker meals to settle grievances too. On May 6, 2025, at a Taco Bell on Highway 90 in Milton, Florida, Karsten Royal...
Come on down, Florida! What is happening to America?
Who was a Taco Bell employee, had come by the store while she was off to pick up some fries and a 10-piece nugget, which I
don't even really like the Taco Bell chicken nuggets, but the thing that Taco Bell does that always gets me is that they do like a fun little thing every month, and then I feel like I gotta go once a month and then try the new fun little thing, and then I do try the fun noodle thing, and I'm like, oh my god, I should have just got the crunch wrap. I didn't even really like that as much as I normally like the other stuff, but I wanted to try it because then I have FOMO.
To say first and foremost is insane to order from a Taco Bell. Just go to fucking McDonald's. But when she opened the bag to see her food, she saw something in her nacho cheese container that didn't look right. Inside was a strange...
Oh, it's so bubbly! Oh my god, it's foaming.
Strange mucus-like substance inconsistent with the rest of the food's appearance. And upon closer inspection, this was no guacamole dipping sauce. It was a straight-up loogie, a full-blown snot rocket.
I would return this and I'd be like, this is nacho cheese. This is spit.
Described as stringy and disgusting. Karsten notified the assistant manager on duty, who went ahead and reviewed the surveillance footage, where she found that one of their employees, 34-year-old Felicia Archer, had directly spit into the nacho cheese cup that came with the meal before it was served to Karsten.
Yeah, DNA test that cheese! You never want to hear that.
Milton police would be called to the premises where they questioned Felicia, who openly admitted that she had done it, claiming she had a personal grievance against Karsten. The police report about this said, quote, Archer stated she believed the victim was attempting to engage in a relationship with Archer's boyfriend, which she described as a beef between the two. So it seemed that there was some sort of...
Oh my god, and it's not even fake beef like Taco Bell. This is 100% real beef.
Work-related love triangle going on that ended in biological snot-powered warfare. Subsequently, Felicia Archer was arrested and charged with misdemeanor culpable negligence. She'd be taken to the Santa Rosa County Jail, where she was released the following day on a $150 bond. The woman was also banned from that Taco Bell. And as for Karsten, well, despite being the victim here, she also found herself without a job, as allegedly she posted about this incident to social media, which violated some sort of Taco Bell policy. So as a result, she was reportedly laid off.
Oh my god. You know how they tried to get what's-his-face's wife a job back at Cracker Barrel? She needs her job back. What is wrong with you?
Off due to bad publicity from the incident being shared, which I have to admit is complete fucking bullshit.
Yeah, Brad's wife.
The case would be closed pretty quickly, with Archer being in court by May 20th of 2025, and she was found guilty and sentenced to 6 months of probation. And well, you made it to the end of
So what happens on probation? You just can't have fun?
the video. I hope you guys...
BerryCrepe is sick reacting to restaurant crimes video. Chuck E. Cheese wrapped Burger King slapper got arrested. Now a Taco Bell loogie and nacho cheese story is unfolding. Disgusting!
Guys enjoyed this one, and I'm sure many of you are about to go eat a delicious fast food meal after watching it.
No, I'm fasting.
I know I am. I want to give a major shout out to my patrons. I appreciate you guys. wavywebsurf out. Peace.
When I was on probation, I couldn't get in trouble, drink, do drugs, or leave the state. How many people in chat have been on probation? Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I super appreciate it. If you're new here, make sure to come by the Twitch stream to.tv/BerryCrepe or use code Berry for 10% off your game size order. It super helps me out. I would super appreciate it. Have a great evening. Goodbye, YouTube!